If you want to create your own bed of roses, this is the place to go to get some inspiration. We're inside the Bicentennial Rose Garden at Norfolk Botanical Garden, talking with our horticulture expert, Les Parks. Les, thanks for inviting us inside.
Oh, you're quite welcome. It's beautiful today, isn't it?
Oh, it's beautiful, and I'd love for you just to give us a tour and talk about the different varieties of roses.
Well, here is a great place where people can see all the different kinds of roses. We have hybrid teas, floribundas, grandifloras, shrub roses, old-fashioned roses, climbing roses, and wild roses. There are all kinds of roses here.
We talk a lot about putting together the right garden and taking care of our plants, and roses kind of get a bad rap, don't they?
They do. Some of it's deserved, some of it's not. I think if people make the right selection and they start with maybe a shrub rose or one of the ones that have been proven to do well in the heat and humidity here in the South, I think they would have great success.
All right, so talk a little bit about that. You said the shrub rose, and there are levels of difficulty when we're talking about these roses. So what do you have? What do we need to think about when we're going to the garden center and choosing something?
Well, if you're not up for a challenge, I would start with one of the modern shrub roses. They're just like any other shrub. When they get too big, you can take a pair of hedge clippers to them and shape them to like what you want. If you want a little bit more of a challenge, maybe you can go with the hybrid teas. These are the ones that people use for cut flowers, and they take a lot more care.
We've been talking about location, right? Location is everything, especially when we're talking about roses. Talk a little bit about some of those special things that you look at when you're trying to build a garden, especially if we're trying to build that bed of roses.
Well, there's a couple things to keep in mind. Roses like full sun, absolute full sun. They also want to have good drainage so the soil can't be too wet. And they also like a little bit of space. They like their breathing room. If you crowd roses, you're going to have more of a disease issue than you would if you give them plenty of space.
Okay. How about the care part when you have the good sun in the right location?
Keep them moist, especially if we're having a drought, and use a good layer of mulch on them, which will hold that moisture in the soil, but it also keeps the weeds down.
It seems so easy.
It can be, yes. One of the big things that throws people is they do get diseases and insects, and here we like to use disease-resistant varieties where we can, and if we do have insect issues, we like to use a good organic insect control.
You always have something new happening at Norfolk Botanical Garden. What's coming up?
We have a great exhibition this summer. It's Washed Ashore, Art to Save the Sea. We'll have 15 sculptures. They're all made out of trash that was harvested off of United States beaches. And they're all sculptures of nautical animals and sea creatures, so it'll be a lot of fun.
And how can people get access to this?
It starts June 5th and goes through the end of October, and it's free with garden admission.
All right. Where can people go for more information?
Just head to our website. You can find more information about Washed Ashore as well as our rose garden.
Sounds great. Les, thank you so much.
Oh, you're quite welcome.